When a movie rooted in deeply personal issues becomes overshadowed by controversy, emotions are bound to run high. Jana Kramer, known for her brave openness about surviving domestic violence, has responded to recent comments made by Blake Lively during the press tour for It Ends With Us. Lively's statements about how abuse doesn't define her character have stirred up reactions, and Jana has something to say, especially as someone who's lived that reality. In today's episode of The Fame Journey, we're diving into Jana Kramer's heartfelt response, exploring how media and messaging impact survivors and why these conversations matter. Let's get into it. So here's what happened. One Tree Hill alum, Jana Kramer, who has been very public about her own traumatic experiences with domestic violence, recently addressed comments made by Blake Lively during the promotional tour for It Ends With Us. For context, Lively plays the lead role of Lily Bloom in the adaptation of Colleen Hoover's bestseller. But instead of focusing solely on the film's powerful themes, controversy has arisen around Lively's statements during interviews. In a recent BBC News interview, Lively referred to her character's journey as deeply empowering and emphasized that Lily wasn't defined by the abuse she suffered. However, this sentiment didn't sit well with Jana Kramer, who took to her podcast, Wind Down, to share her perspective. Kramer pointed out how difficult it is to discuss domestic violence unless you've truly lived through it. For people to say it doesn't define you, it does define you. It has made me who I am. And though people can say it doesn't define you, it does. One of the biggest pieces of me is domestic violence. Powerful words from Kramer, who has never shied away from discussing the abuse she suffered during her marriage to Michael Gambino. What makes this situation even more complex is the marketing surrounding It Ends With Us. Jana expressed disappointment over how the film has been promoted. Initially, she thought it would be marketed as a fun, lighthearted rom-com, but instead, she's urging the media to focus on the film's real message, domestic violence. In her podcast, she expressed sadness, saying she wished more attention was given to how people can get help and raise awareness about domestic violence, rather than focusing on Hollywood feuds and trivialized drama. The controversy doesn't stop there. Lively has faced backlash for promoting her hair care and alcohol brands during the movie's press tour. Many on social media were quick to criticize this approach, calling it insensitive given the heavy subject matter of the film. And if that wasn't enough, Lively also sparked more outrage with a sarcastic response to a serious question about the movie's themes during a virtual press junket. This backlash led to a resurfacing of old interviews where Lively made headlines for using a transgender slur and insulting a reporter. It seems that no matter what, controversy is following her during this press tour. But despite the uproar, Lively has remained silent on these issues, choosing not to address the criticism head-on. However, Lively's co-star Brandon Sklenar recently came to her defense. Without directly naming her, he posted on Instagram saying that vilifying the women who poured their heart and soul into the film is counterproductive and distracts from the movie's message. He called the recent headlines the opposite of the point, and urged people to focus on what the film is truly about. Meanwhile, director Justin Baldoni, who also stars in the film, has been facing his own challenges. Sources have said that his on-set behavior may have made Lively uncomfortable, and he's now reportedly working with a crisis PR manager to navigate this situation. Despite the drama, Baldoni was recently spotted enjoying time with his family at Universal Studios. So, what does this all mean? Jana Kramer's response highlights an important conversation, the reality of living with the scars of domestic violence, and how these stories should be treated with the care and respect they deserve. For survivors like Kramer, abuse isn't just a subplot in a movie, it's a defining part of their story. And as the conversation around It Ends With Us continues, it's crucial that the focus remains on raising awareness, supporting survivors, and ensuring that stories like these are told with compassion. Thank you for tuning into today's episode of The Fame Journey. These conversations are so important, And we're grateful to Jana Kramer for continuing to share her story and advocate for others who've been through similar experiences. If you found this discussion valuable, please give this video a like and subscribe for more thoughtful content on celebrity news and the stories that matter. And as always, leave a comment below. What do you think about this controversy? Should more attention be given to the real issues at the heart of It Ends With Us? Let's talk about it. Until next time, stay informed and stay compassionate.